Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Today I've got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show.
Which didn't last long because she died.
Oh, Blair. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Hey there guys, my name is Tyler and welcome back to another TyTalk. Today we're going to be talking about the fatties. In today's video, I will be explaining how the fat acceptance movement is a beautiful embodiment of slave morality. But before I start, I want to ask you all a question. Ladies, which body would you rather have? Gentlemen, which body would you rather have? I know which ones you picked and I know why you picked them. You picked the better bodies. Now, before I go too deeply into the roles, I will give you all a refresher on slave morality. It starts off with a question. Is it better? So is it better to be healthy or unhealthy? Is it better to be strong or weak? Is it better to be responsible or irresponsible? Hopefully you all answered these questions correctly and said that it's better to be healthy, strong, and responsible. Now that we know what the better option is, now that we know what master morality would choose, we also know what slave morality will choose, and we know that because slave morality uses redefinition, it will do the opposite of master morality. They will say that it's better to be unhealthy, weak, and irresponsible. They will say that all of those traits are actually good. They're not. But to be fair, they don't specifically say, oh, it's good to be fat. Instead, they will say that they are glorifying obesity. And what does it mean to glorify something? It's to make glorious by bestowing honor, praise, or admiration. So they'll say it's good without directly saying that it's good. They will redefine the argument in order to justify themselves being worse, and will also say that there's nothing wrong with being fat. That if you don't want to be fat, you're the problem. We can actually be healthy at any size, regardless of the amount of fat that we have. And not a single one of us is actually responsible for being fat. Which of course lends itself to the questions of, why are they giving honor, praise, or admiration to being worse? What kind of a person celebrates being worse?
And I am 100% glorifying obesity, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Fat joy to me is letting go of shame and allowing myself to feel good in the body that I have. I am glorifying obesity every day, and that is my fat joy.
But as time went on, I became okay with being fat. Fat acceptance is the radical notion that fat people are human beings and deserve respect.
There seems to be a cultural obsession here, whether you're in Australia or the United States, with a thin body. Health at Every Size is a movement that is basically just encouraging people to adopt good health behaviors and to forget about weight as a goal, or weight change as a goal, and instead just embrace the bodies that we're living in and make good health choices to support them. There are many reasons for why someone might be living in a fat body. For some people, that's just genetics, and they're leading very healthy lifestyles, eating good quantities that are appropriate to nourish their bodies. And to try to judge somebody by their weight will give you a lot of misinformation. We hear in the news all the time about an obesity epidemic and how people are dying of obesity. And what we see is that it's just not true. What is true is that people are heavier than they used to be. But what's also true is that we're living longer than ever before.
People ask me all the time if you can be fat and healthy. I'm not offended by that question. I feel like it reflects on me a little bit because I feel like I am a fat and healthy person.
I'm not healthy. I'm going to say that because I have 2 autoimmune diseases. I can't say that I'm fully healthy, but I'm doing the best that I can to live a great life.
I'm not the expert on societal health. I am the expert on living in my body. I'm not a disease, and I'm not diseased. This is the body that I come in.
If someone offered me a way to instantly lose my weight, guaranteed success tomorrow, I probably still wouldn't accept their offer. We shouldn't all be the same. There's nothing wrong with who I am. There's nothing wrong with being a fat person, just like there's nothing wrong with being a non-fat person.
Fat acceptance led me to a place where I could be who I wanted to be, and so I started to ask myself how I wanted to be, and that was positive and bright and colourful and fun, and it's a really good feeling. It is a really good feeling to not hate myself.
Hi there, just a friendly reminder that skinny shaming and fat shaming are not the same.
Because a skinny person cannot experience oppression due to their body size, but fat people can. Therefore, they're not the same. Thank you.
There was no other way the world had to be fixed. Are you?
Truly loving how the fat acceptance movement allows people to grow, because it's not only teaching people that health and body size are not direct corollaries, which is true, but also the bigger point, which is that health is not a requirement for people to be deserving of respect or equality.
You know why being overweight is one of the smartest things you could do? Just imagine a zombie apocalypse and there's no food left. Overweight people keep all the food in their belly, therefore they would live longer than people who aren't overweight.
And I think, you know, the message that's not getting out is that we actually don't need to lose weight to become healthy. You know, I think we need to be focusing much more on health behaviours and helping people to have self-care and movement for the joy of it, as opposed to kind of getting calories in, calories out. We really need to shift the messages.
Jenny, what about you? How do you think your body is viewed here in Australia?
Oh, well, I think that there tends to be a perception that fat is linked with, you know, illness, undesirability, perhaps laziness, gluttonous, those kinds of words.
Hey, Jenny, I've got a question for you.
What do you think of Jenny and Dorothy being happy with their bodies?
I think that's fantastic. Are you healthy? Have you been to the doctors and they've told you that you're healthy?
Well, I think that's quite a loaded question, because I don't think anyone here who's thin is going to be asked that. So I guess that's what I would say to that answer, that we have to look as well at the assumptions that are made. And I would say you can't actually tell someone's lifestyle or health by looking at them. I do think that there's such a health focus in our country that I call it healthism, a kind of moral obligation for people to be healthy. And I think that we have to watch that too.
Jenny, just answer the fucking question. I don't care about your fallacies and the 3,000 other directions you want the conversation to go in. Are you healthy? The answer is no. You're not healthy. And the reason why you are changing the subject is because you know for a fact that you are not healthy. And yes, I can tell a person's lifestyle and health by looking at them. We all can. I'm going to give you all a quiz really quick. Which one of the following photos is healthy, or at the very least, healthier than the other? So this one or this one? What about this one and that one? What about these? It is a fact that we show visible signs of being unhealthy. This is what we call symptoms. If you had no symptoms, then we would all assume that you are in fact healthy, because symptoms are caused by not being healthy. To be fair, not showing any symptoms doesn't guarantee that you are healthy, but when you see symptoms, that definitely means you are not healthy. You, Jenny, are horrifically obese. That means you're unhealthy and you have an unsustainable lifestyle. Jenny is obese. That is a fact. Is being obese healthy? No. But apparently you can't say that because it's offensive to say obese.
I'm Edie. Nice to meet you. I'm an eating disorder therapist. I'm going to do my best to not use the O word because I find it pretty offensive. So I'm going to use fat-bodied as we talk.
Okay.
Do you understand why people find it harmful and triggering?
Overweight and obese is literally just having too much body fat. It has nothing to do with the quality of the person.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Are we going to debate the claim?
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to clarify though the language.
Are we going to pretend like I'm a 3 and you're my mommy?
I love how Jillian caught on so fast and it's like, what are we doing here? I don't care if you think the medical term is offensive. Is it healthy? Yes or no? Stay on topic. Being obese is not healthy. Well, that's offensive. Okay, and that doesn't negate my claim.
No, I get that, but I think the thing in my head is like, why do you care so much about someone else's body in order to like try and argue against body positivity? Like, say someone's like fat, obese, whatever, walking on the street, that doesn't actually affect you as a person.
Well, I'm glad you asked. First, that is known as the ad hominem circumstantial fallacy, which is a logical fallacy that dismisses an argument by attacking the speaker's personal circumstances, motives, or biases rather than the argument's merits. My motives on why I care about this topic are not what we're talking about. And by George, I do love this fallacy so much. You know what? I'm tired of hearing about little 9-year-old black girls getting gunned down in failed drive-bys. But I don't have any black children or black family members, so why should I care if blacks are dying? This doesn't affect me, so I shouldn't fight against it, right? Go ahead, ask me. I beg you, please. Ask me, why do you even care if blacks are being killed? Do it. Show me how truly awful of a person you are and act like I shouldn't care because it doesn't affect me. I don't need a vested interest in something to care about it. But second, I will indeed humor you on why I care about people being fat. I need to say this first though. As I said in my video, Ego and Entitlement, if you are indeed fat and happy, you being fat doesn't bother me. If you have said, yes, I know that this lifestyle is unhealthy, but this is how I want to live, go for it. I don't want you to be fat. I want you to be healthy and hopefully have a long life. This is exactly what sumo wrestlers have done. Yes, they are going to die younger than their smaller male counterparts, but this is the life that they have chosen, and they also tell people not to do what they're doing because of how unhealthy it is. So the issue isn't inherently that you're fat, it's what you're doing as someone who is fat. Are you glorifying it? Are you saying that it's good to be fat? Are you going online or giving speeches in person telling other people to be fat and to love their fat bodies that can't do basic human functions? That is what I have a problem with. Why? Because you being fat has made you worse, and you are saying that's a good thing. I absolutely have a problem with people trying to make other people worse. Is fat inherently bad? No. Actually, let's stop and use definitions. What even is fat? Fat, or adipose tissue, is a connective tissue that extends throughout your body. It's found under your skin, between your internal organs, and even in the inner cavities of bones. Body fat is primarily known for storing and releasing energy and providing insulation. However, scientists now recognize that it's also an active organ in your endocrine system. Adipose tissue contains nerve cells, blood vessels, and communicates through hormone signals with other organs throughout your body. It has several important functions in regulating whole body health, but these can malfunction if you have too much or too little of it. So, is fat inherently bad? No. In fact, it's actually really good. It's your body's way of storing extra energy so you can use that later just in case you can't find a steady source of food. So simply being fat isn't the issue. The issue is whether or not people acknowledge it is the fact that you have made yourself worse and are trying to convince everyone else that it's good to be you. That everyone else should just be happy that they're fat and can't go upstairs or run or jump or swim or in some cases even fucking walk. You're trying to convince people that it's good to be worse. And like usual, that's exactly how I know it's slave morality. You have lost skills and abilities by being obese. You have made yourself measurably worse, and you're claiming that it's a good thing. That all we should do is just accept you being worse. Disagree? Cool. Tell me right now all of your skills and abilities that you have. Sell me this idea of why I should be grotesquely overweight. What can you do? Show me. Show me how great you are. Show me a list of all the things that you're good at now that you're that size. Don't be surprised when that list comes up empty. Out of an infinite number of physical things that you could be good at, you chose to be good at nothing. You crippled yourself and you glorify it. If there was ever an example of useless eater, it would be these people. Again, not because they're fat, but because they are physical, living examples of slave morality. They are weak, stupid, unhealthy, fragile, irresponsible, dependent, negative people that want to tear others down. Their egos are so out of control that this is why they demand everything from others. We need more seats on planes. We need bigger seats at Disney World. Drivers need to pick me up even if I'm a hazard to their car. We need to put horses in danger so I can ride them. We need bigger police vehicles just to haul my giant ass away. Before I show the clip, this is Jalen Cheney, a fat TikToker who goes around making videos demanding that the world be more accommodating to her. She was recently arrested for causing a disturbance and attacking her fiancé of 6 years at the Trios Medical Hospital in Kennewick, Washington.
My name's Officer Lay with Kennewick PD.
I'm Jalen.
Okay, so what's going on today, Jalen?
I called the FBI. I needed crisis. I had my SARC stuff that was getting done at Cadillac, which I figured out is where I was kidnapped from the first, or I was born there. Kidnapped, that whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm waiting for SARC to call. They disconnected that phone, so it won't work. If you pick it up, it won't work.
Okay.
Do you want to try calling from it?
So the whole...
I know your thing isn't on, so...
It's on. It's recording.
So I was trying to go to the police station so I could tell people like this, what Cara and all these fake actors are doing, and how the hospitals do what they do. And
Is that your guys' wheelchair?
yes, she has no clothes on, just so you know.
Did she come in that way? How'd she get
The ambulance.
Well, we will help remove you from the chair, and then you can decide if you want to
Take
sit
me
on
to
the
jail.
sidewalk or
Take
not.
me
We're
to
not
jail.
taking you to jail.
I'm going to jail. I just looked up your 99-year
That doesn't matter. You don't have to keep that paperwork.
Wherever you take me.
Sure.
Help!
If you want to focus on just that one, I'll do this.
Whoa! I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Hey, I can't fucking breathe. I'm not. What the fuck? I blew what the fuck? Jalen, change it. Jalen, I start changing 869. 866. Call 5653. 3. Oh, thank God.
Bitch, you are so fucking fat that they needed an industrial tarp just to haul your ass into a van. This is how they transport whales. Once again, I ask, how is any of this good? How is your life better because you are this size? Go! Explain it! I know you can't. And I know that your fragile little ego won't let you either. Why is that? Because it doesn't want to feel bad. It doesn't want to admit the truth that this is all your fault. You made yourself worse and you can't even admit it. That's why Jenny didn't answer the question. That's why none of them answer any questions that might put their egos at risk. They cannot be seen as wrong or bad. So they need to invert wrong and bad into right and good. None of them want to be responsible, and that's why, once again, they will use slave morality's #1 weapon of redefinition. But I will tell them something that should be a relief. It's your fault. It's not that McDonald's is really tasty, or PCOS, or eating to escape your trauma, or that our bodies have set points, or healthy food is too expensive. It is your fault. That should be a relief. You caused this. You did this. And do you know what that means? That you can undo this. If you have the power to cause it, you have the power to undo it. How does a slave think? What does slave morality sound like? Which one of these do you think a slave says? Well, there's nothing I can do, or there's nothing that I can't do. If these people were responsible, they'd either lose the weight or admit that they're unhealthy and don't want to change their lives. But they're not. You, on the other hand, dear viewer, you're responsible, right? You want to make yourself better, right? You want a simple, free tip on how to lose weight? Look up your BMR. Your basal metabolic rate is one of 3 ways your body uses calories. It's the number of calories your body needs to function at a basic level. What that means is that if you are relaxing on the couch, bound to a hospital bed, or in a coma, your body still consumes energy. Your body needs energy to exist. Your heart, your lungs, your brain, your internal organs all require energy, and your BMR is what you will need just to sustain your life. With that said, there are tons of calculators online to find out your BMR. But let's bring up calculator.net and find out what to do with this little formula. Obviously, all of your info will be different, but let's make up an average example. Let's take John, a 30-year-old male who is 5'9" and weighs 300 pounds. This man needs 2,311 calories to continue functioning. As you can see below the total, his demands may increase based on how active he is, but let's stick with the baseline. He needs 2,311 calories to function, but this calorie intake, by and large, is to maintain his current size. If he doesn't want to weigh 300 pounds anymore, then he can simply put his goal weight into this calculator. So he currently weighs 300 pounds and he wants to weigh 200 pounds. As you can see, his daily need has dropped down to 1,858 calories per day. Do that. Eat for the weight you want to be. Oh, but I still have to spend hours at the gym every day. No, you don't. Just literally eat for the size you want to be. That's it.
Hey there, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, no. We're not done yet. There's more. I want you all to do the math properly. Let's go back to John's numbers. He weighs 300 pounds and wants to weigh 200 pounds. Based on his calories of 2,311 minus 1,858, he will be in a deficit of 453 calories a day. I want to remind you all that this deficit is by doing nothing. This is what would happen if he simply just ate less. No walking, no running, no lifting, nothing. He will lose weight and he doesn't have a choice in the matter. But he wants to lose 100 pounds. That's going to take some time. There are about 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. In 100 pounds of fat, there's about 350,000 calories. So let's take 350,000 calories and divide that by his deficit of 453 calories a day. That means that he will lose 100 pounds of fat by doing nothing in just over 2 years. This is the math I want you to do right. Don't give up because you don't see the results instantly. It took years to destroy your body, and chances are it will take years to get it back. Don't listen to the people out there acting like when they lost 10 pounds in 1 week, it was all fat. It wasn't. Again, 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. That means 35,000 calories are in 10 pounds of fat. So they're trying to convince you that they blew through not only the calories from their food, but also an extra 5,000 calories a day for a week. They didn't. You would need to be in an all-out sprint for at least 5 hours a day to do this. Chances are the weight that they lost was just food and water. But know this, you can do nothing and lose fat. Or you can move and lose it faster. It's up to you. Listen to me or don't. But don't listen to these people that are telling you to just accept being fat and there's nothing you can do about it. That's simply walking down a jet bridge and gasping for air is a better way to live life. Again, all they need to do is admit that they're unhealthy and that's how they want to live. They can't because they know what they're doing is wrong. They would rather ruin countless other lives. They would rather demand that the world change for them. They want the world to be worse and cater to them, all because they can't admit that they're wrong. That's why they lie. They will sit there and tell you.
Got any health issues?
No, I'm perfectly happy.
I'd love to know, like, what do you see as healthy with eating?
Yeah, it's interesting that you've just assumed that I eat bad food because of my size.
I'd love to know, because if you're really healthy, do you have any joint issues, or so you're completely...
I swim 2.5 kilometres a day. Yeah. I walk, I exercise all the time. I am in a synchronized swimming team, and I really resent the fact that I have to actually justify my existence.
No, you don't. 2.5 kilometers in freedom units is 1.5 miles. You 100% do not swim that every single day. You know what you would look like if you did? A fucking swimmer. You're lying. And you're lying because you want people to see you a certain way. You want people to view you as good. You crave that external validation. I did all of these things and none of them worked. You all should feel bad for me because I'm the victim. And it's virtuous to be the victim. No, you're not. You're a liar. I will put my own money on the line against any of these people. I will bet them that if they stayed with me for 1 month, did as they were told, that I would make them healthier. But even with money on the line, even with them becoming healthier and better, on the line, they still won't do it. These people's minds are locked away in a prison of slave morality. The only thing stopping them from becoming better is the thoughts in their head.
Hey there guys, thank you so much for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you again so much for watching.